Honorable members and everyone, I'm Damali Kakumba Chijambo, Senior Auditor, Office of the Auditor General.
Thank you. Good morning, Chair and members. I'm Edward Balengu, Specialist in Economics, Office of the Auditor General.
Morning, Chair and members. Susan Seruviri, Principal Auditor, Office of the Auditor General.
Good morning, members and honorable members. Mebo Nabasuja, Auditor, Office of the Auditor General.
Good morning, Chair, honorable members, and our guests. Angela Kanyiginya, Legal Counsel.
Good morning, Chair and honorable members. Simon Peter Waiswa, Legal Counsel.
Morning, Chair, honorable members, colleagues, and invited guests. I'm Rachel Randolumsa from Office of Audit of Government Business, attached to this committee.
Yes, good morning, Chair. I'm Mukasa Mionga Abdul, Principal Accountant with the Accountant General's Office.
Good morning, Chair. Okumu Henry from Accountant General's Office, Minister of Finance.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everyone in the House. My name is Dodo Cricious, CID attached to this committee.
Thank you, Chair and members. I'm Detective Inspector of Police, Chamonges Frederick, CID attached.
Morning, Chair. Detective IP Vironji, CID attached to this committee.
Morning, Chair and honorable members and our visitors. Edward Ngobi, Economist, to the committee.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Chair and honorable members and our guests. I am Watua Munir, a policy analyst attached to this committee. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair, honorable members and our witnesses. My name is Rosefield Achiro, Senior Administrator, Cosase Committee.
Thank you. I hope the technical team has exhaustively introduced themselves.
Morning, Chair and honorable members. Bridget Ojigi, Office Assistant.
Thank you. Now, let me turn to this side.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and honorable members. I am Sande Protazio, Acting Chief Executive Officer, Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda.
Good morning, Chair and members. I'm called Keto Kayemba. I'm the Chair of the Insurance Regulatory Authority.
Good morning, Chair and honorable members. My name is Grace Mugabire Mutevire, and I'm the Deputy Chairperson of the Insurance Regulatory Authority.
Good morning, Honorable Chair.
Yes, use the microphone.
Good morning, Chair and honorable members. My name is Dr. Isaac Ankote, the former chairperson of IRA until 5th March 2026.
Good morning, Chair and honorable members. My name is Rehema Mutazindwa. I'm a board member, Insurance Regulatory Authority.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. My name is Hannington Waswa, member of the Board of Directors of the Insurance Regulatory Authority. Thank you.
Very good morning, Chair and honorable members. My name is Sulaiman Dumba. I'm a board member.
Morning, Chair and members, honorable members. The name is James Mwau, ex-board member, left the board in March this year.
Good morning, Chair and honorable members. My name is Francesca Kakoza. I'm the Director Legal and Secretary to the Authority.
Good morning, Chair and members. I'm Bernard Bell, Director of Supervision, IRA.
Good morning, Chair and members. My name is David Asimwe, Director Internal Audit at IRA.
Good morning, Chair and members. My name is Edward Kasato, Acting Director of Finance, IRA.
Good morning, Chair and honorable members. My name is Muganyizi Bitamazire Haruna, Director Human Capital and Administration.
Good morning, Chair and members. My name is Robert Mpala Edengo, Manager Procurement.
Good morning, Chair and honorable members. My name is Mariam Nalunkuma. I'm the Manager Corporate Affairs.
Good morning, Chair and members. Alhaji Kadunabi Ibrahim Luvega. Yes.
Thank you. Muzali, what was your issue?
Thank you. The gentleman who has actually just introduced himself, he didn't give a background of who he is. It's just Kadu Mukasa. Kadu Lubega, sorry. So we need to understand him further.
Maybe for clarity in your introduction.
Thank you, Chair and members. I'm Alhaji Dr. Kadunabi Ibrahim Luvega. I am the CEO of the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda, and I have been as such since 2011.
You are the CEO? Anyway, it may be a subject of discussion. We can leave it at that for now. Colleagues, I want to welcome you for today's engagement. We are interfacing with the Insurance Regulatory Authority, and specifically to interrogate the observations as detailed out by the Auditor General in the 2024-25 Auditor General's report. And this is our second engagement with the Insurance Regulatory Authority. Of course, in our first engagement, we had a number of observations that drew us to invite.
Procedure Chair.
Yes, procedure.
Honorable Chair, we've just heard, according to our rules of procedure, it is the accounting officer who gives account of Auditor General's observations. Now we are here with two executive officers, one in acting capacity, another in substantive. So whom are we dealing with and what are we going to do? Thank you.
Yes, let me guide this way. We are having this second interface because this issue arose in our first engagement. If I could recollect facts, in our first engagement with the Insurance Regulatory Authority, the gentleman here introduced himself as the acting chief executive officer, and he has maintained the same introduction today. We heard that in his operation, this is from our previous meeting, he is sitting in his other office, not the office of the chief executive officer. And we learned that
Now, I think Dr. Kadunabi, the former or current Chief Executive Officer, is also still in possession of the office and office properties, including a car. I think it was the revelation we got from this team, including the car and some other assets, office assets. Equally, we could not ably interrogate the background of any change, if any, because I think the team had not moved with the supportive documents. So we invited them again to return, first of all, with the board. And from the introduction, I think I had at least personalities introducing themselves as the board. And as well, we also invited, we wanted to interact also with the PSST. I'm yet to learn whether he was duly invited and which response we have. And then we also invited the former board members, because we also heard that the board had changes. I had some, at least some introduction from former board members, as I heard. Now, whatever we have observed is subject to interrogation today, to the extent that the law permits. And at least for now, allow me guide as such and make these preliminary communications. Then we can go into the details of yes, clarification.
Chair, you pardon me. I wasn't allowed when you were interrogating with the regulatory authority. But I had in your submission talking about the acting CEO in the names of Sunday Potasio. Then you also talked about the Dr. Kadunabi as the former. But with me, I have another document.
Maybe before you go there, I wanted to keep it at the level of their submission for now. We're going to interrogate that one, where you will go to the documents. Okay. Secondly, I did not mention a name of Sunday. In my communication, you're actually mentioning it.
But he introduced himself
but at least from his introduction, I says he has maintained the same introduction he used in our first interaction of acting CEO. And of course, we sent him back. Part of the reason was to now avail us with the supporting documents, which he had not carried by then. We are here to interrogate also that fact. But before we go into now the depth of the interrogation or the interface, colleagues, this week we have lined up multiple interactions with various entities, and on Wednesday from Wednesday we shall also have field engagements with a number of entities, and as a way of conducting oversight to support our ongoing investigation over these agencies. The details are within your other private communications as a committee. Secondly, I've had a communication from one of our colleagues, a member of this committee, the Honorable Retired Major Kakoza Joseph. He has notified us that he got an accident, and he has been admitted at Muvende Regional Referral Hospital with the quite serious complications. We pray for the colleague, but at least he notified us, so we shall register his absence and as well extend to him our prayers. And I also communicated to you earlier in our other interactions. We have been invited for a workshop by AfroPac, and the Vice Chair will coordinate the nomination and designation of our representative to this particular engagement. Please reach out to the Vice Chair. Now, back to the Insurance Regulatory Authority. I want to welcome our witnesses. I think there was some miscommunication in terms of time. We are meant to begin at 8:30, and I've been told that some of the letters delivered had different times. We apologize for that mix-up, and we want now to presume that all of you arrived on time. Given, I understand that the board received communication for 10, and the authority received communication for 8. So there was a mix-up of those communications. So I want to announce that you are here all on time because of that mix-up. In our last interaction, first, as a preliminary matter, we sent you back, first of all, to return with some documents. Could you now pronounce yourself on the documents you have submitted? And I hope, colleagues, there is a set of documents the Secretariat has saturated. It is part of our principal documents we wanted to access as a committee.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I was asked to come along with proof that at the time of my appointment as acting CEO, the permanent secretary, stroke secretary of the Treasury, had an instrument in acting capacity as Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, mandating him to appoint me. Chair, I want to confirm that I have come along with that document. We have shared a copy of the same.
So, Annex A, what you call the interim administrative arrangement.
Yes, Chair.
How did you access a copy? You give us a chronology, because we also invited the PSST.
No, Chair, from here, I engaged the ministry asking for the same.
In writing?
Yes, in writing.
You have a copy of the correspondence?
Chair, my director legal, you can come close.
You can proceed as you cross-check the correspondence, because we need proof that you did not access this from social media. We want to ascertain your access to this document. Yes?
All right. The second issue is the list of staff.
No. Just before we admit this document, Annex A, how did you receive it? Because you are submitting it as you, the accounting officer, if it turns out to be so.
Chair,
how was it received by the insurance?
Confirmed that we asked for it formally.
Did you do it yourself or someone within the authority? Let me first, because we cannot just receive a copy from nowhere. If it is the secretary who processed it, he or she can assist you.
Chair, you had asked for evidence that we asked for it formally.
Yes.
That's what you had told me, that proceed as we get the evidence.
And how was it sent to you? They also forwarded it formally?
Yes, it was forwarded formally.
Any proof?
Chair, I had asked that you allow me, you allow my Director of Finance, if you please,
yes,
to check, and we provide the same evidence.
The Director of Finance?
No, Director Legal.
Director Legal.
Beg your pardon.
Beyond the record?
Chair, through my CEO, my acting CEO, I did not come with the letter, but I request that it be requested from the Ministry of Finance, because that's where we submitted it. However, if you can allow time, we can also get it.
No, when you are sending your request,
yes,
it must have been received.
Yes, it was.
You have your. We want to a copy of your receiving copy.
Okay, Chair. Please allow me some time. I'm going to send for it.
And how was this document sent to you now?
It was sent by someone from the Ministry of Finance, Chair.
Was there a forwarding letter?
No, there was no forwarding letter.
Chair, maybe if you may allow, because of the urgency of this issue,
yes,
we asked one of our officers to go and bench the ministry to get this letter, because I was very sure that if I come here without it, then we shall be wasting the committee's time, because it was critical. But Chair, just like he invited PSST, if he says he did not give us this letter, then we can find ourselves in that position. But I can confirm that we sought for it legally. The only challenge was the time, and I had to deploy one of our officers to go and get a copy in preparation for this meeting.
All what we want to interrogate is that the document is authentic. It is not addressed to you, and it's not written by you. We just want proof that it was delivered to you formally, and you sought for it formally, not just picking any document and submit to the committee, because it will now form the basic part of the evidence.
Chair, I followed the guidance of this committee. In the last meeting, we had a soft copy, and he said you could not admit soft copies. So I thought that by us presenting a hard copy, that would fulfill the expectations of this committee. So these are additional expectations.
No, but your legal secretary would have advised you that when submitting any evidence, you must show chronology, the source. Yes, Honorable Senteza.
Thank you, Chair. Once again, I'm Salongo Richard Senteza. You and I know the Evidence Act or admissibility of documents or documents in terms of evidence. Chair has labored to explain that you are not the author of this document, neither are you the recipient. So it cannot in any way be tendered in by any of you. So what we want to know is that you did not smuggle this document into this committee. So let's see the chronology of those events.
Yes,
Short of that, it can't be admissible, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Honorable.
Chair, my clarity goes to the acting CEO. You said you wrote to the ministry asking for the CEO to be appointed. Did I hear you well?
No, I did not say that.
What did you
What I wrote asking for was an instrument which was giving the permanent secretary, stroke secretary of the treasury, powers to act as a minister and therefore appoint me legally at the time of appointment as acting CEO.
So you requested the PS to appoint you legally?
Let me say this again, Honorable Member.
Maybe before you answer that, just to bring you on board, when he appeared before this committee and introduced himself as the acting CEO, aware that we are mandated to process the Auditor General's report, the observations within the Auditor General's report, we are duty bound to interface with the accounting officer. And by virtue of him introducing himself as the acting CEO, we wanted to ascertain the chronology of his appointment. And of course, from the letters submitted in our meeting, they alluded to the fact that he was appointed as acting CEO. At least he presented such letters. Our challenge was under which authority. So we summoned the PSST and as well also required him to present evidence of this particular authority that he empowered the PSST to act as the minister. Now, his documents for today, Annex A, which is the principal document, read interim administrative arrangement for execution of ministerial responsibilities. Unfortunately, he is not the author or recipient. The best we can do for him is to receive a chronology of him requesting and receiving a copy, which I think is also failing to account, because you cannot just pick a document from anywhere and present it as your principal evidence. I believe on this particular document, avail us with the correspondence, at least from Insurance Regulatory Authority. If you are saying that they gave you this document, but they haven't given you an accompanying letter. You would still have assisted us with a copy of your request, your formal request. We don't want you to operate in corridors that I called someone, I landed on this document, and you present it. Because this document assists us to ascertain that actually there was authority to press you with the said powers to preside over these matters under assurance, the judicial authority. So, is it your submission that the request is at your office for this particular letter? Or you did not write at all? Just clarify.
Chair, I want to state again before this committee that we requested for this document formally. But in view of the time, I had to deploy an officer from office to go and make sure that we get this letter, because I was very sure that without it, we would have failed short on one of the requirements.
I understand you well. Is the officer here, the one who processed it?
No. The officer is not here.
Did you write formally to request for it? Yeah, yes or no? Did you write?
Chair, we requested for this document formally.
What do you mean by request? And requesting formally, did you write?
Chair, I mentioned that we wrote, but we didn't get a response. And my director legal has mentioned that if you allow us time, we can bring that here.
So how much time do you need, director legal?
Chair, I request that you allow me 2 hours to go back to office.
Are you calling someone or you want to go back to office?
Chair, I need to go back and look into my documents to get it.
No, this being our second engagement. Yes?
Thank you very much, Chair. My name is Nyakato, the woman MP, Hoima City. Is you are legal? Is the legal officer for Uganda Regulatory Insurance Authority in order to continue telling us that you permit her to go and look for it 2 hours, yet the acting director said they wrote to the officer to give us the document, and he was never replied in writing, but here he has a document which he has been able to give to the committee. I don't know how he was able to get it when he was not formally replied. So, Mr. Chair, is the legal officer in order to continue saying she's going to check her documents, yet the acting director is also talking about another officer of whom he got the documents from. Is he in order? Is she in order? Is he also in order?
I think we need clarity. When you mention another officer, then head legal.
Okay, Chair.
Just harmonize your response on that matter.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair. I want to think that agencies have a registry, and all documents are channeled through the registry. Do we have an officer from the registry here?
Thank you very much, Chair. Maybe I first need to explain our working relationship with the ministry for members to appreciate. The ministry is our supervisor. We have a desk officer at the ministry for insurance and other sectors. So to ease the communications, we usually communicate through the desk officer. Now, before that, I had held a meeting with the permanent secretary after this meeting to brief him on what has transpired. When I raised the issue of the letter, which was giving him powers, he said, but why didn't you present it? I said, we didn't have it. He said, no, it has been a public document. So we wrote through the principal officer and our desk officer. Chair, I want to request that we are on record that we requested for this document officially, and we present the same after this meeting. If you may please, Chair.
Chair.
Yep.
Once again, my name is Joseph Mugenyi. MP Brasher. I wanted to be specific, clarify. We said we wrote. Who exactly wrote? You know, you are talking we. Who? The whole board member or what? Who wrote? So that when the letter come, we know who exactly wrote. Thank you. Hope you got me. Who exactly wrote? You, your secretary, whatever director, who wrote to Finance Ministry?
To that, Mr. Chair, the reason and the intent why I asked for the officer in the registry is because there is also another document which was written on 1st June 2026 regarding your appointment. The document is before us, but it bears no any stamp that it was received or registered anywhere within your offices. So the issue we want to understand, much as you're saying you have a desk officer whom you do your communications through, we want to understand, do you have a registry where you keep your documents as an agency, or it is through individuals?
Chair, I think the head legal knows why we are even insisting on some of these small issues. Because if your appointment becomes a sticky issue, it becomes critical that this document is properly before this committee. It's just a simple matter. So the issue is, if we could within make a call such as that document in the course of our interface, we can have that letter here requesting for this, because legally you cannot have a document which we are none of the recipient is not before this committee, the author is not before this committee, so it's alien to our committee as it is now. So we just want the people who are before us to own it. It's as simple as that. It's a legal matter and it's critical. So Miss Francisca, if you could make a call to see that we have that document here, because it's critical to our to the admissibility of this one, which we've even made an extra A, and we've made it an extra A because of its importance, I'm sure. So if an extra A is before us, we don't know, Mr. Gob is not here, Miss Nachove is not here, and this is a photocopy. Clearly, this one its admissibility before this committee becomes hanging. No one can own it as it is now, because both the author and the recipient are not here before us. So we just want a document which relates you to this one, which is before us. Otherwise, for you to own it as it is.
Yes, procedure.
Mr. Chairman, me and you have served on the previous Cosase committee, and we have had such situations happening where we want documents and the entities say we left them there, or they give us this time. And now that the AD League has confirmed that the data is in her file, wouldn't it be procedure for you to direct one of our side to go with her and pick that letter for the committee? Because now, the other time, you did not conclude this committee, this entity. And now I am seeing as if we are going to the same thing. If the data is there, isn't it procedure for our CID to escort her and pick the data in her documents, and then we proceed?
Thank you. Before I rule on that, accounting officer, as the case may be, what is your clarification?
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Number one, we are operating in a very difficult environment. From the time we were here and the time we have come back, a lot of things have happened. What is for sure a fact, Honorable Chair, is that this letter was formally gotten from the Ministry of Finance by one of my legal officers. She could come here and testify, because she picked it. She's not among these. I think she's called Sunain Francesca, is it Sunain or Olivia? One of the two. It was Sunain.
Sunain.
She's the legal officer. She went to the ministry and picked this letter in view of the urgency of this matter. I will accept whatever consequences it will take if the ministry objects that actually they issued this letter to me. I will carry the cross, Mr. Honorable Chair.
Before I rule
on that, whether, because I mentioned that a lot has happened, whether it was a letter or an email, because I've just seen another letter here. Maybe I was confusing it with this. This is for the accounting officer, which was signed off by the chair of the board. It is possible that between this and the letter asking for the ministerial appointment, I could have a confusion. But the letter is here, the one I was talking about, that we wrote.
The one you wrote? Yeah. It was requesting
It was signed by my chair of the board.
It was saying
requesting for confirmation of Dr. Prota. It was addressed to Dr. Ramadan Gobi, requesting him to confirm that Dr. Sande Protazio is an accounting officer of the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda. So it is possible that I could have mixed the two, but one of them
let me
is
first
here.
guide on this. Now, the dilemma we have is that on record we have documents authored by the PSST appointing you as acting chief executive officer. And why we are insisting on this, we are interrogating now the powers behind the appointment, aware that the Act specifically provides that such powers are exercisable by the minister. And that in the circumstances, your specific appointment was by the PS or PSST. By this letter, if admitted, would substantively give us a legal basis under which the PSST acted. And that's why we are insisting that we cannot receive it casually. But I had even given you some waiver to at least adduce evidence of your request. Because if the document was procured virtually without evidence, it becomes a challenge. Now, I would want to agree with the colleague who proposed that we send back the head legal with our CID.
Chair, I had mentioned that the letter I have is this.
So there's no letter.
This is what she has been able to get. And I'm saying that it is possible because we've had a lot of communications back and forth. Chair, including coordinating this big team to make sure that they're on this floor.
Let her be on
that
the
they have
record.
written so many things.
Let her
it
be
is
on the
possible
record.
that I'm confusing this with...
Can we also... Let head legal be on the record. So the letter you meant was this one, not a request for this, for Annexure A.
Chair, like my acting CEO has said, the instrument that you wanted from the ministry was procured from there by one of our legal officers, and it was brought to us. That letter that you have before you is one that is requesting, pursuant to the Public Finance Management Act and the Insurance Act, for the PSST to confirm that Dr. Sande is also the accounting officer. That's the letter that you have before you,
Was this
Chair.
letter responded to?
Not yet. Our officer is also still there at the ministry right now, waiting for that letter to be given to us, because we wrote that on Friday.
Which
Chair.
officer?
Officer Sunain Namaweje.
And by ministry you say...
The Ministry of Finance, Chair.
Ministry of Finance.
Yes.
Now, in the circumstances, it appears the available information is scanty. I'll proceed and...
Chair, could you allow me to say something, Chair?
You're reading. I wanted to get to clarity from the team.
Which clarity? A chairperson who wanted to come in? The chairperson board. Okay, please.
From them
Let's hear from the chair.
Thank you, Chair. I'm the chair of the board of IRA.
Be on the record?
Yes, I've put it on. Is it on?
Yeah, it's on now.
Yes, I am the chairperson of the board of IRA.
given what has been, I am using the microphone.
Pull it closer. Pull it closer.
Given what has been submitted, I think I would like to request the committee to give us time to bring you. I think I would like to request the committee to let us move on, because there are three things I noted. IRA is an agency of the Ministry of Finance. So we work extremely closely with the Ministry of Finance. And the issue of the issue of Dr. Protasio briefing the PSST and the issues that you discussed here, it shows you that this letter could have been obtained at that time. The request for this letter could have been made verbally. As Dr. Protasio has said, he could have mixed up a few things. You are aware that we have been in a tumultuous time in the IRA, and the top team is extremely busy. So I would beg you, Sir Honorable, to let us get you the chronology of how we got this. And should it be that there is nothing in writing, because they communicate on email, they communicate verbally, they communicate on phone, they communicate on personal visits. So could you give us time, and we give you that, and we move on from here. Lastly, Chair, we were very sure that the PSST was going to be here. So he was going to attest to this document, and he was going to bring how he became the minister for that period. So we were very sure that he was here. He was going to be here with us. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, Honorable.
Chair.
Thank you very much, Chair. I have one question to the acting ED. According to the explanation of the different staffs under his agency, it shows that the acting ED is totally not in charge of this insurance regulatory authority. But also according to his explanation, how he's over-referring to an officer, and how he says someone brought in a letter, meaning that was not written to him. That alone shows he's totally not in charge. The explanation of the chair lady here, also shows the chair is the acting ED, executive director, is not in charge of this regulatory agency. I want to ask the acting ED, are you in charge of this regulatory agency, or your staff are in charge of you? Because going by the explanation, it shows you are very scattered, you are over making contradictory statements. Even you yourself, you're confirming the contradictory statements of your staff here, showing that totally they took over this regulatory agencies long time ago. Your acting is just an image. Are you in charge of this regulatory agency, Mr. Acting ED?
Let's first get all this. Yes, Honorable. You can be noting.
Thank you, Chair. For the record, I'm Lemia Ismail Sowed, Member of Parliament representing Busia Municipality, a member of this committee. Mr. Chair, our work is practical. Cosase's work is practical. We base on evidence. 2, for us, we give treatment, but you can't give treatment without diagnosis. So we kindly need these documents before we proceed, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, you are trying to be you have been lenient for these entities. Please, can you bring out your true colors as the chairperson of this committee, Cosase? Thank you.
Yes, Honorable.
Thank you very much. I'm called Logose Sarah Annette, woman member of Parliament, Butaleja District. Through you, Chair, I would like to inform Insurance Regulatory Authority that whenever we give time, because we met you for the first time, we gave you time, it would be good for you to always put us as a first priority, because whenever we sit and arrange that there is time for this, we need that issue to be complete. Now, this issue of telling us that you need time, you need over the same issue, I think it is really not in order. So, I'm requesting that may you always put us as a priority, because the way you are answering, it is showing that we are not considered at all. We are, according to your busy schedule, for us, we come just as a by the way. Because if this request was made on Friday, because that's what I've heard, that you've been busy, and I think you made the request verbally, you made it on Friday, it means you're not considering us, the committee, as a priority. So through you, Mr. Chair, I would like to inform Insurance Regulatory Authority that Cosase is very important, and we have to account for the public finances. Thank you very much.
Honorable Mzale.
Mr. Chairman, I think we are taking a lot of time. It is either we decide that they go and pick the letter and we move forward.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Musi.
Madam Board Chair, Ms. Keto, you wrote a letter to the PSST last week on Monday, which was delivered to the ministry 4 days later, as per the copy we have here. And in this letter, you were asking for documents. And in your own words, you said to remove any uncertainty, because you are going to appear here. The confirmation will enable the authority to provide a comprehensive response to Cosase and remove any uncertainty regarding the legal and administrative authority under which Dr. Sandy performs the functions of accounting officer. So you knew the importance of getting all that documentation. And as board chair, we don't need to lecture you on issues of corporate governance. Just much as you want us to say that no, sometimes business can be conducted casually over a cup of tea or otherwise. So given that even you wrote last week asking that we want documentation such that there is no uncertainty regarding the authority under which Dr. Sandy is operating, you knew the importance. It was under your hand and signature. So whereas you want us to rub that thing under the carpet now, saying, you know, sometimes business can be conducted over a cup of tea, we're saying it was critical, and that's why you wrote. So I don't want you to look at this as a light issue that, no, we can move on. I think the whole essence, which I'm sure the CEO and head legal appreciated, was that we wanted certainty as to how this document is before us. And it's critical to everything surrounding the appointment and the authority under which is responding to the other queries.
Thank you. I think let me guide us. Let me guide like this. The acting chief executive officer, according to your own introduction, I would also call you as such. In circumstances that you are uncertain on the mode of communication, but at least you can attest to this letter that you received it. Of course, we can't receive documents and evidence casually. You just land on any document you bring to Cosase to try and back up your claim. That doesn't work. I had the chairperson board laboring to offer an explanation. I wouldn't hold you on his statements because you were not with us last time. But some of these directions were in committee here. The best we did for you is to invite you for further interaction over some other aspects. But of course, I take concern that you also oversee the operations of the authority. The subject in issue is on whether we have a substantive or an acting chief executive officer. 2, whether we have an accounting officer. Already before us, another Another Kaduna is saying he's the chief executive officer. And he has mentioned it here before this committee. Now, next to you is another Sunday saying he's the acting chief executive officer. Now, we wanted to examine the chronology. So this becomes a very substantive document. Because from the appointment he presented, it required this backup. Now, in the circumstances that even the responses are scanty, I'm constrained, but in order for us to proceed, I will put the acting CEO on oath and also the head legal. And equally require that you offer us substantive explanation on how you access this document, and where possible, within today, present to the committee a copy of either your submission to Minister of Finance or the response. You cannot submit a document which was not even received by the insurance regulator, because the way it was neither received by you with a stamp, nor attachment of a forwarding letter from Minister of Finance, and equally your request for the same document is lacking. We cannot presume that the authority transact casually, meaning that anyone can communicate, anyone can receive a document, or even that these officers can act on any information. That can't be. And I don't think that's the authority you are pretending over as the chair board. So I will require that within today, you offer us a substantive proof that this document was actually received. And because before it is received by your authority, you have no mandate now to forward it to the committee. It was your document, Annexure number 1. For now, I'll rule that before we proceed, is it Dr. or Mr. Sunday and the head legal, you are put on oath. I so rule. Clerk.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. In view of your guidance, we shall proceed under Rule 222 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament, examination of witnesses on oath or affirmation. I'll read the three. 1, a committee shall have power to cause a witness to be examined on oath, and the clerk to the committee shall have authority to administer it. 2, a witness may, instead of taking oath, make a solemn affirmation. And 3, the oath or affirmation under this rule shall be in the form prescribed under Appendix 1 to these rules, and I will provide the form. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
No, I've already ruled. Let them first take oath. No, wait, let them first take oath, then you'll come on.
Okay. I, Dr. Sande Protazio, swear by the Almighty God that the evidence I shall give touching the matter before the committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Clerk, be quick.
I, Francesca Kakoza, swear by the Almighty God that the evidence I shall give touching the matter before this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Sande, I don't know, Mr. or Doctor? I should be.
Chair, either can work.
Okay. Dr. Sande, now that you are on oath, please be mindful of the oath you took.
I am very mindful.
And say the truth.
And Chair, as I was taking the oath,
yes,
my principals from the Ministry of Finance walked in. Maybe their submission would help substantiate on the issue at hand. But I've taken the oath because that's the truth.
Okay. Who are those principals?
I have the acting commissioner, Financial Services Department, which directly supervises the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda.
Yes.
Dr. Bob Munene with us. Then the earlier colleague I had mentioned about Mr. Musa Lukwago, who happens to be our desk officer for insurance. He's substantively the principal economist in the Ministry of Finance. They are both here, Chair.
Is he the one who went for the letter?
He is our liaison person. So whenever we have issues of the ministry, we work with and through him.
So what evidence do you think he's carrying to support your submissions?
He has one of the supportive documents, the letter confirming that the acting CEO is the accounting officer. Because as I mentioned, again, our team, unfortunately, the honorable member thought that by me sending a person at finance, I'm not being in charge. I could not be in two places at the same time, Honorable Chair. That's why I work with and through my team. So one of the team members who was there was working with Mr. Musa Lukwago, and they have come along with that letter.
Okay, proceed and submit your letters.
Chair, I want to request that maybe they submit it because, again, the same questions will come. How have I gotten it?
No.
So through you, Chair, if you allow, the minister can submit.
The letter is addressed to who?
Pardon?
The letter is addressed to who?
To you, Chair. I have not read the content, but they have it. I didn't want to touch it because you may doubt it again.
Let them be on record. Introduce yourselves and also the supportive document.
Good morning, Chair.
You can stand for.
Good morning, Chair.
Yes.
I'm Dr. Bob Munene, Acting Commissioner of Financial Services. The PSS is unable to come because Monday is cabinet and he was invited for cabinet. So he sent us to represent him in this meeting.
Yes.
One of the requirements of that you requested was the instrument that appointed Dr. Pratazia Sande as the acting CEO, which we came with.
Please, can you submit your document? That is an instrument, it's a document?
It's a letter. It's the way you take it. I'm not a lawyer, but it's a letter communicating his appointment.
Okay, let's look at it. Okay. Who is your other colleague?
Thank you, Chair, and Assalamu alaikum, Chair and Honorable Member of Parliament. My name is Musa Lukwago. I'm a principal economist.
Wa alaikum salam.
My name is Musa Lukwago. I'm a principal economist, Minister of Finance, and a desk officer for IRA. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
You are the one who sent the request for the first document, the interim administrative arrangement for the annex here A. Are you familiar with this? You can come and look at this copy. You bring it. Are you familiar with that?
Honorable Chair, I'm very familiar with that letter.
Are you the one who delivered it to the acting chief executive?
Honorable Chair, it was picked from my office at the ministry.
It was picked?
Yes.
By
because
who?
we have a...
Mr. Chair, are you safe?
Yeah, we are safe.
Apologies.
It was picked by who?
It was picked by an officer from IRA.
Which officer?
A lady by identity.
A lady?
Yes, Chair.
And so you issued it under which authority?
I didn't issue it. It was issued by Head of Public Service. I just delivered.
You delivered. When you delivered, was it a verbal request or a written request?
It was a request that came through by email. Then I asked them to come and pick it, which they did. Honorable Chair.
You have a copy of the email?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
The email was from who?
From the acting CEO.
From the acting CEO?
Yes, Chair.
Acting CEO beyond record. You sent an email, not a letter. Try to validate your response on that.
Chair, I want to seek your indulgence. I mentioned that we have written so many letters, and I presented one of the letters. And when a member was saying that they direct the CID, I begged this committee that because they have made so many communications during the period, including coordinating this very big team to ensure that it is before, I confirmed that this letter was secured formally. At least I know there was some form of communication. That's why I took the oath without any doubt.
So now, he's saying he received the email. How did you request for the letter? Just be precise. Is it by email, by letter?
Chair, since he has confirmed, at least for him, he received one. So I sent an email. And an email, Chair, can be validated. I have taken an oath. I'm going to present evidence.
So we need a copy of the email requested.
We shall provide that, Chair.
When you are responding, you only gave them a copy or you wrote a letter back?
A copy, Honorable Chair.
You wrote a letter?
Honorable Chair, I said a copy. We didn't write back a letter submitting this.
Do you have the authority to issue that letter? Do you have authority to issue that letter from Minister of Finance to Insurance Regulatory Authority?
Chair, as a desk officer for the authority, we have a close working relationship.
I mean formally, leave alone working relationship. When you are exchanging documents, is it casual? Is it formal?
Sir, the request came through formally by an email, which I think it was formal, and we responded by requesting them to come, to send in someone to pick the letter. And this is the letter which I'm very familiar with.
Hey, you took back your letter? This secretary. Which document did you refer to? Is it this one?
Yes, Chair.
What does it say?
Chair, it is giving powers to the permanent secretary to act as the acting minister.
You know, Doctor.
You talked of a document confirming him as accounting officer, addressed to the committee. Where is it?
I also have it. I gave it to the legal person of IRA.
Because you are communicating different letters and submitting different letters.
Dr. Mnene, the sticky issue before the committee for the last 45 minutes has been the ownership of this document, this instrument.
Yes.
And the issue was Mr. Gobi, who was the intended recipient, is not here, neither is Ms. Nachobe, who is the author. So we wanted that document properly admissible before this committee. And we wanted that chain. Now, the one who handed over. Of course, he handed over, we don't know whether on instruction or otherwise, but we just wanted someone to own this. And neither of the two principals who are in the letter are here. So we thought you could help matters, but clearly you don't seem to help us out of that legal.
And before you sit, you say.
I'm here.
Which one is it? Clarification on the appointment of the current acting chief. Have you submitted this formally?
Yes.
To Parliament? Clerk, have you received a copy of this? Or you are submitting it now?
I was given a copy, so when I was coming here.
By who? The clerk hasn't received a copy. We want it to be formally submitted, but when you are being sent here, did the PSST give you authorization in writing?
That's the one. The others is an internal memo.
You are Bob Munene.
That's true.
Assistant Commissioner. Colleagues, I have a letter here written by the Permanent Secretary, Secretary of Treasury, dated 7th August 2026, titled Clarification on the Appointment of the Current Acting Chief Executive Officer, Insurance Regulatory Authority, signed by Ramadan Gobi. He says, I wish to inform you that I'm unable to attend the scheduled meeting for PAC since I've been in cabinet meeting at Entebbe. I wish to clarify that I appointed Mr. Sande Portazio as acting chief executive officer of the Insurance Regulatory Authority, pursuant to the authority vested in me in my capacity as acting minister during the relevant period. A copy of the letter effecting the appointment is attached. I accordingly delegate Mr. Bob Munene, Assistant Commissioner Finance. Now I would guide you submit this letter formally to the clerk. Now this gives us, because the copy I'm receiving here is a photocopy.
Some clarification, just
is a photocopy. So submit it formally with the annexure. It is talking about
some clarification.
Then we can consider it. Yes, Honorable Nyakato.
The letter reads 7th.
7th August.
7th was Friday.
2026.
It was Friday. They came here a week ago. So they write on Friday to get response on weekend. Saturday, Sunday was weekend, well knowing that they had to appear today. Chair, I'm seeing something fierce about this regulatory authority. By the way, they are taking things lightly and how they are taking this committee for granted. And with what I'm seeing, having the acting ED present, but also the outgoing ED present, there's something which is right. No, there's something which is not right. I know the old ED, the outgoing ED, should be having some of his royal people amidst this team who are fearing to disclose because the other one is around here. But also the other one being new, the acting, he's still facing those challenges of the old royalism of the staff to the old ED. Chair, I don't think we are progressing well. I would think if we have called the outgoing should not be here in case if you have invited the acting ED, the acting now. Because it makes some of this stuff here to disclose because the other one is here, is seeing, he will see them as people who have been also fighting him to be pushed out of this agency. And perhaps that's the reason why we are not getting right information from these people. How do you write to finance on Friday and you expect to come to the committee today with a response? It is very impossible, Mr. Chair.
Now, let me guide as I open up. The letter I read of 7th August is from Ministry of Finance. I will presume it is a response to our invitation, not actually to Insurance Regulatory Authority, because it is addressed to Parliament, and it's part of the clarification we needed from the Minister of Finance, the PSST. Only that I'm concerned that it hasn't been submitted formally. I hope you are processing formal submission. But I will proceed and consider this for our interaction here. Now that we have a resemblance of a clarification, which we are to interrogate from the PSST, that he acted under authority of the head public service to appoint an acting chief executive officer. We are also faced with a scenario of the would-be former also introducing himself as the acting. I think we must interrogate these issues together. Haji Kadunabi, why are you saying you are the CEO?
Chair, before we go there.
And in your absence in our last meeting, there was a claim, which I also need to put your notice, that when he was appointed CEO, the following day, you came to office and locked the office of the CEO, and that there is a claim on record from the acting CEO that there was a letter requiring you to surrender some items. This is already on committee record. Now, as you come in to clarify, also consider those other allegations. Before now we go to the board.
Chair.
Yes?
Thank you very much, Chair. I attended the last meeting we had with the Insurance Regulatory Authority, Chair. And to the best of my recollection, Mr. Kadunabi is here on our invitation.
Yes.
And why did we invite him? Because there were continuous statements from the acting CEO that he's new in office. And because we are interrogating audit report, we wanted the one who was there at the time of this audit to be present. Chair, it would therefore be illogical for us to discuss or interrogate Mr. Kadunabi before him as a witness is really required. We haven't reached the level where we are discussing the audit report and where the formally appointed and formally present CEO, in our view, considering what you have read, has clarified or highlighted that he is unable to progress. Kadunabi's presence here, Mr. Chair, is to remove a scapegoat of excuses of not knowing what happened because the CEO was not in office. But the principal witness we have here today is the acting CEO. For as long as we are ready to move with him as the acting CEO, we will only go to Kadunabi on his guidance or when he has failed to respond.
Thank you. I think I've made a correction, and I've able given a background why, among others, we needed the presence of Haji Kadunabi. There were so many preliminary allegations. Now that he says he was appointed to office and we have got clarity, it's also on the record that he also introduced himself as the CEO, meaning he still presumes himself as the accounting officer. It is just logical that we harmonize this on the onset.
Mr. Chair,
because we cannot transact in the presence of two CEOs and two accounting officers of the same entity. So we labored with him to prove and to account for his appointment. Here we are with some documents. Now we also need to interrogate this other fact. Save for any matter that may be before court, if any. But for purposes of introduction, it is on record that he said he's the CEO. So it is just prudent that he also accounts for for such introduction before we can harmonize, and then we deal with the one accounting officer. Honorable Kadunabi.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and honorable members. Honorable members, on 29th of May 2026, the High Court of Uganda, through my application I took to it, maintained the status quo of what was happening at the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda. Mr. Chairman and honorable members, that position is still the case. And on 29th of May 2026, I was the CEO of the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda. And the intentions of court maintaining the status quo, Mr. Chairman and honorable members, was to enable it consider my application, which is still ongoing before court. So, Mr. Chairman, as far as the law is concerned, I am the CEO of the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda.
Mr. Kadunabi, before you proceed, you said on 29th May, remain on, keep the microphone on. You said 29th May, how did the court pronounce? Do you have a copy of the court order? We interpret for ourselves.
Mr. Chairman, I have a copy of the ruling.
A ruling or order?
And it should be a certified copy for purposes of this.
You have a copy of the ruling or order?
I have a copy of the order and I have a copy of the ruling as well.
Could you avail us a copy?
More clarification, Chair. I wanted to know from the acting and former, the one who has the ruling of court, was it a contract by the time of the appointment of the new acting? Was your contract still running or it had expired?
The contract, Mr. Chairman and honorable members, was still running on 29th.
So,
when was it supposed to
expire? So let's go slow here. You got your order. Of course, we shall require a certified copy.
Yes.
But by your document, it is dated 29th May 2026. An administrative order is issued restraining, stopping, and preventing the first respondent, that's the Insurance Regulatory Authority, and its board from executing, implementing, enforcing, or in any way giving effect to the decision dated 16th February 2026, declining to recommend the applicant for renewal of contract as the Chief Executive Officer of the first respondent until the hearing and final determination of miscellaneous application number 0423 of 2026. Madam Chair Board, when did you appoint, or when did you the appointment of the acting CEO take effect?
The CEO was appointed on the 1st of June 2026.
1st of June?
1st of June 2026.
1st of June 2026. Are you familiar with his claimed court order and ruling?
his contract ended on the 31st of May 2026.
31st May?
2026. And accordingly, on 1st June, the Dr. Protasio was appointed as the acting to enable us. 1st of June.
Yes.
Yes. I was trying to look at what date, the 29th of Friday. 1st of June, Dr. Protasio was appointed as the acting chief executive officer of the Insurance Regulatory Authority because the contract of
Interested in learning whether you are aware of his alleged court order. I will call it alleged because you haven't received the certified copy. Yes? Are you familiar with his alleged court order? You can access a copy. Dated 29th?
Can I have it? May I have it, please? And Director Legal, could you guide?
Honorable Kadunabi, did you serve Insurance Regulatory Authority of your claimed court order?
They are parties to the case.
Let him submit.
Mr. Chairman, Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda was served. Their lawyer was also served. And they are fully aware. They were fully aware of that order.
Maybe the other issue, Dr. Kadunabi, this matter was supposed to come up on 1st of June when the order was allegedly, and I'm using my words allegedly deliberately because when I'm dealing with copies, I need a certified copy to confirm the authenticity. And today being 10th of August, has there been anything from court to overtake this order, given that a court hearing was scheduled after this order was granted?
Mr. Chairman, the court has continued to consider this case, and we are now waiting for a final ruling from court. But
I think for now our interest is the interim order and service. Head legal, were you served with? Let head legal come beyond record, because we don't know who is served. Head legal.
Chair, since this matter is still in court, you'll allow me to restrict myself to what is publicly available.
Yes.
And so, yes, that order was served on us. However, Chair, there's a lot that has moved beyond that. On the 29th of June, we also appeared in court, and I've sent my team to bring all these documents. And this is what the court decided, that in the premises, the application is granted in the following terms. An order of interim injunction is hereby issued halting the process of substantially filling the position of CEO of the first respondent until determination of the substantive application. Chair, which substantive application? We're expecting the ruling, as I mentioned last time, on 29th September. So this injunction was against substantively filling the position, and the board chair is there. She can confirm that IRA has not substantially filled that position, and the person that has been appointed is in acting capacity, Chair. Thank you, Chair.
I appreciate that the wording is the same. Let's get that copy.
It's not the same.
I've been advised that further, this court order refers to the board, and the board is not the appointing authority. The appointing authority is the minister, and the minister carried out his function on the 1st of June. He was not party to that court order.
But
Mr.
Chair, legal,
more clarification.
I don't know if your orders have different wordings. Could you avail us a copy of your order?
Chair, I can clarify that what you have is an administrative order that was supposed to be in place until 1st June when we appeared in court.
Yes.
So since then, we have had 2 court appearances. The second one after 1st June was just for mention of the matter. And on 29th June when we appeared, this is the ruling that I was reading from. And Chair, I have mentioned that we're going to get you the order itself out of this ruling. But on the 29th of June, which supersedes what you have right now, the court clearly ruled that an order of interim injunction is hereby issued.
No, before you go into the content.
Yes, Chair.
I've identified that from the content,
Yes.
this administrative interim order is worded in different form from what you are reading. And you cannot now submit on an order you haven't availed us. Because we cannot know that you are reading from an order of court.
Chair, I've requested, I've already asked my team to bring that or the second order, which supersedes that one. What you have with you was on
This one
on 29th May,
yes.
I think. Yes. So what I'm reading from is 29th June.
But you cannot read what you haven't submitted to us.
Noted, Chair, and we're going
because
to submit
we can't be
it.
certain. But every document we require, you have to send for it. Didn't you prepare?
No, Chair, my apologies, because we prepared for the letter that was given to us, the letter from Parliament that was given to us. We prepared all the documents and those were submitted. Now this is a new one that's being introduced in this Parliament by Honorable Kadunabi, so we didn't have the other documents,
So
but we're going to get them, Chair.
We have 2 orders to consider. We cannot, but in the language of the first order, it was stopping implementation of the board decision. Honorable Kadunabi, conclude on your clarification, then we open up for members.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and honorable members. Honorable members, it is my understanding, sir, that with that order, nobody could appoint anybody else unless one is in contempt of court. And if there is any alleged appointment of 1st of June, it is my understanding, honorable members, that that is contempt of court order. Sir, the second
clarification. Do you have the copy of the contract, the terms and the conditions that you appointed on? Because, Mr. Chair, I'm seeing us being taken and diverted to issues of court, yet going by the explanation from the chair board, she has been so clear that the appointing authority is Minister of Finance. And the Minister of Finance in this case appointed after the expire of his contract. So when we divert to that things of court orders and what, he's diverting us from the main business.
No.
Going by what the explanations we have got, the right acting CEO is now him.
Now,
So
I think to guide you, Honorable, where we are, we task him to prove his side. We have some enabling documents. We wanted also to clear the uncertainty why he's calling himself also CEO. I think his cover up is saying he has an order of court. We don't want to interrogate the court matter, but we are concerned when there is a court order. The Insurance Regulatory Authority also is alluding to another order. So it appears there are 2 orders to interrogate, only that they don't have a copy. But just to clear out the uncertainty, is that the reason why you still hold on company property? Honorable Kadunabi?
Yes, sir.
So you also confirm in your possession there is company property?
Yes, sir.
And your reason is?
My reason, sir, and honorable members, is that I am still the CEO of the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda.
Let me start with Honorable. We come like this.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I want to direct this to the legal, you're the chairperson legal? Head, director. I wanted you to reread that court order. Or is it a court injunction or, yes? Yes, can you reread it for, because there is something I want to know about it.
No. We disallow the reading a text we haven't.
The Honorable Chair, I have something to ask after us understanding what she wants to read.
We shall not interrogate a virtual document. It must have she must submit first. She said a few minutes. Maybe it is coming. We can hold on that. We cannot interrogate because someone can prepare a good script.
Okay.
And read for us.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Yes, Honorable Naki. We are coming like this.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Julius Dachi. I came later. I was coming from Bale. I'm the Member of Parliament for Budadiri, East in Sironko District. Now, we have two CEOs, Mr. Itaji Kadunabi, then Doctor. Now, you are saying you are still the CEO, and he's also the acting CEO. Is there a possibility that you're actually still committing Insurance Regulatory Authority by signing contracts, committing it, maybe even signing checks, signing things on behalf of the organization, while he's also doing the same thing? Is there that possibility that you're actually still executing things and also is doing the same? Thank you.
All of you write down these questions. You will answer the respective ones. Yes, let's proceed.
Do we have the CID officers here?
Honorable Jakato, what is your question?
He still insists he's the CEO, the acting. We want the CID officers to go and he takes a statement on the properties of the office that he has, that he's failing to hand over, insisting that he's the CEO, even when the appointing authority has said, they have appointed a new acting director, executive director, and he insists that he is, as if it was court which appointed him to this position. Mr. Chair, I beg the CID department to take over, and he should be able to register the properties that he doesn't want to bring back.
I'll rule on that. Let's go. Yes.
Honorable Chair, Habiara Fortunate, MP Fumbira North. I heard the chairperson board saying that the matter in court is between Kadunabi and the board. Is that right? And the appointing authority is the minister. And we have a matter where the former MD, the contract expired, awaiting, after applying and going to court, to see if he'll be considered to be reappointed. But the appointing authority lies with the minister. To my understanding, not going legal, is that the appointing authority has appointed an acting CEO. And the person who is calling himself a CEO is yet to be ruled by court whether he should or he should not be appointed. So why should he be still holding on the property of the authority when legally his contract expired and the matter is yet to be concluded in court? My understanding should be the properties of the authority should be handed over. He hands any other instrument that he has for the authority as he awaits for the court ruling. If there is a matter to be ruled, it might be either way. So in between there, he is illegally, in my understanding, holding the authority at ransom.
Maybe.
Yes, Honorable. We shall come back there. We are moving like this.
Mr. Chairman, I wanted to know exactly why he ran to court. Why did he go to court?
Why he ran to court? Yes? Yeah. Honorable Senator, was your hand up? Yeah.
You are beginning with him?
Hey, yes, Honorable Mpindi, then Senator.
Mr. Chairman, thank you so much. Mr. Chairman, following what is taking place with the Insurance Regulation Authority, I am somehow confused because the appointment was effected and the former accounting officer ran to court because of his views, which we have not yet got. But when you look at the rush of appointing the acting CEO, there is a question there. And the person appointing, you have been given you are the technical officer. The Constitution mandates the minister. Yes, you have been given authority to administratively run the ministry as the appointing officer appoints the minister in charge. You rush to appoint the CEO of an entity big as this one of the regulation authority. Then the other one succeed by getting a court injunction. You don't even want to listen to the court injunction. You go ahead to appoint the acting. I want to know from the chairperson of the board why she disobeyed the court order of staying the appointing of the acting CEO, well knowing that even the person that has appointed the CEO has no power in the Constitution to do the same. Because by nature of giving him the authority to take over the ministry, she did not, she mentioned where she should not go beyond, according to my interpretation of this letter. I don't think appointing, waiting for a month or 3 weeks for a substantive minister to come would really push this one to appoint. So by saying that I have the instrument from the natural way, therefore I was acting as a minister, I find that irregular in according to the Constitution.
Honorable Senator. Chair, thank you very much. I want to pick it from there. First, Chairman, you will allow me to take you back to the Evidence Act. I have been perusing the Act itself, and in specific reference to admissibility of documents. First and foremost, what has been tendered is a photocopy, not certified. And two, it has been tendered by neither the author nor the recipient. So its admissibility.
You on which document? We have several.
This is the one of the interim administrative arrangement issued by Lucy Nachove.
Okay, the one of, yes.
To the PS.
Yes.
Secondly, if you are to go to paragraph 2 of that document, it reads, the delegation is issued in accordance with Articles 113 and 114 of the Constitution. And Article 113, Mr. Chairman, is in reference to appointment of cabinet ministers by the President. Of course, I won't go through the details. And 114 is state ministers. And if I may recall, the ministers were appointed on 27th May 2026. And the instrument issued to Dr. Sunday was on 1st June 2026. So we need to, at that moment in time, the minister was in place. And then the PS/ST goes ahead to appoint. And up to now, it has never been ratified by the minister or rescinded. So we don't know which document we are acting on. First, the one which has been tendered in, as we have ably explained, is a photocopy, not certified, and not authored, sorry, not tendered in by the authors. And as I explained, Mr. Chairman, I don't know whether we are talking to the substantive people or people who are, let me not use that word.
Thank you. Honorable Bruce, then Honorable Batua. I miss out on one hand. Honorable Nangoli, I will come there.
Thank you, Chair.
Let me finish this side.
Chair, from my observation, we seem to be imagining a conflict which is not there. There is no contestation that the CEO, Kadu Nabiri, succeeded in court. Kadu Nabi. I'm really sorry. That the CEO, Kadu Nabi, succeeded in court by securing an injunction. There is also no contestation that the board and the ministry have not proceeded to appoint a CEO. What they have is an acting CEO, an administrative duty they had to ensure that the life of the authority is not cut short. And we cannot hide under the injunction now to imagine that Kadu Nabi's contract was extended. It was not. It is only his fair right to a renewal that has been preserved by court. And court will determine what process will go on in order for that determination to be made. In the meantime, we have now confirmed that there is somebody legitimate here. In fact, if the authority had a deputy to Kadu Nabi, there wouldn't have been even any requirement for an appointment. So there is somebody holding forth, which is a requirement for the good running of the institution. My brief, Chair, therefore, I will need it later, not now. My brief, Chair, is that we need to progress to the audit books or the audit report of the Auditor General. And when there are issues arising from the time when Mr. Kadu Nabi was the CEO, when those issues emerge, we will go to him as a CEO. For now, he's really safe in his right as a prospective CEO, just in case he succeeds in court. If he doesn't, the authority will determine how they will proceed with the appointment. So, Chair, I would rather with the legalities and progress as a committee of parliament that is here to deal with the matters to do with the audit report, especially now that you have satisfied your mind that the people before you have a semblance of documents that you can rely on to trust them and transact with them. I submit, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Batua.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm Dr. Batua, Timothy Rusala, Member of Parliament of Jinja Southwest in Jinja City, and a member of this committee. Honorable Chair and colleagues, what we've heard, especially regarding the position of Mr. Kadu Nabi and Mr. Sande, is actually true, right, and correct. Court has limited us to progress. You can't replace Mr. Kadu Nabi as it is because there is a court order. The expiry of his term can't supersede the court order. So you were right to appoint Mr. Sande as an acting CEO. That was very right. But again, it is our duty. We seated this side and the board not to allow an administrative vacuum. Now, the laws we have already foreseen what is happening in your authority. You have your law which designates automatically that whoever will be the CEO will be the accounting officer. That is in your law. We also have the Public Finance Management Act, which gives the powers of designating an accounting officer to the PSST. Last time when we were here, I remember having requested that we invite the PSST so that he designates the roles of an accounting officer to somebody substantive there, and we avoid an administrative vacuum so that we can proceed. We can proceed with that person leading the team. So is the PSST seated there? Is he there? Is he among you? Yes. Yeah? Yes. Can you designate now so that we start doing our oversight activity? Is there anything limiting you to designate?
Thank you. Honorable Hakim, then Honorable Nangori.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Chiza Hakim Saula, Member of Parliament for Bukoto South Constituency, Ruengo District. First of all, I wanted to ask Honorable Kadunabi, with due respect, when was the expiry date for your term of office? Number 2, can this court supersede the appointment authority's power when a contract has ended? So, number 3, Honorable Kadunabi, do you have some knowledge that someone else was appointed to replace you when your term of office has ended? And lastly, to the board chairman, do you have the knowledge and reason, do you know some reasons why Honorable Kadunabi went to court even before his term of office had not yet ended? What anticipated Honorable Kadunabi to go to court? Maybe even Honorable Kadunabi can tell us, why did you anticipate the appointing authority's power that you are not going to be renewed your contract, and do you have powers over that? Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Honorable Nangoli, then Impindi.
Then Julius is also this side, so that you finish this side. Chair, sorry.
No.
Chair, my name is Gerald Nangoli. Apologies, Chair, for coming a little bit late. Chair, I have about 3 things to say. One is about the issue of the contract for the acting CEO. Because when I heard the Director Legal reading the court order, actually it summarizes everything to an ordinary person. Former CEO, to allay your fears, you have not been replaced. You have not been replaced. You are just out of office temporarily. The person who is in acting capacity appointed by the board is also doing the right thing as per the court order. The court order is very clear that the status quo must be maintained for substantive person. That is a permanent person. The other one is on a temporal what? So you go back to court and find your way. If they clear on 29th, the reason is we don't know, you'll come back to office. 2, Mr. Chairman, the way things were done, the former CEO, I think, also knew that things were not going to be fine, because he went to court on 29th, having known that his contract was ending on 31st of May, 1 day. Then on the 1st, the body chair and our team also knew that now that this man has gone to court and his contract is ending on 31st, let's have a new person in place, given the fact that we have got a court order. So what they did was equally good. For me, I just want to allay your fears that no, please, these are your friends, these are your colleagues, you have worked with them. The only thing I've sensed around is that I think there's some bit of internal conflict. There's a very big problem, Mr. Chairman. Even in the way you see the former CEO is seated, he at the extreme corner, and I don't know whether you are the one who instructed him to sit that side. It shows that there's something not adding up. You need to add the loose notes and work together. So you wait for the court order, be outside the office, because I saw in the papers actually, I think you were dragged out of office by force. And yet these were things that were in accordance with the law. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Mpindi.
Mr. Chairman,
just something to add.
No. Let Honorable Mpindi finish.
Mr. Chairman, I want to be on record that I'm not against the appointment of Mr. Donezio. Sunday, let me use Sunday as the acting CEO. But Chair, we are privileged that you and the Vice Chair, you are lawyers. And you know the law. The Constitution has dictated the person who is supposed to appoint. The appointment of Sunday was made when the minister is in place. Okay, let us assume that he was not sworn in. But now the minister is there. I think 3 months after. He has not ratified the appointment of Mr. Sunday. We are still basing on the letter that was done, 1, when the minister is in place, 2, by the person who is not supposed to do so. Chair, again, I will remind you, we've been on Cosase together. We have been taken to court because of ignoring these technicalities, would you be comfortable to handle this entity when those issues have not addressed? The minister is around, just there. Let him give authority as the minister now to Mr. Sunday as the acting accounting officer. Sorry, as the acting CEO. I'm not going for the acting. Chair, can you protect me? The colleagues want him to be appointed as accounting CEO, accounting officer. But even if he's appointed as acting CEO, me, I don't care. But I want us to follow the law. Otherwise, this report is going to be challenged after wasting a lot of time. I submit.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just to add on what you have said, I think once an appointment had been made of the permanent secretary as an acting minister, even if it is for 1 day, you can actually execute all matters under that office since you have the appointment. Then I wanted to inquire, do you have term limits for these CEOs of your organization? And how many terms had Honorable Kadunabi served as at during his last term? By end of last term, how many terms had he served? And were there term limits?
Thank you. I think I need now. Let's move to this side. Madam Chairperson Board, when did you become the chair?
Thank you, Chair. I became chair on the, I think it was on the 2nd of March, 2026.
2nd?
March 2026, I became the chair. That's when I received my appointment letter as the chairperson of the Insurance Regulatory Authority.
Let me first get off the former board, the former body members. I had two persons introducing themselves as former board members. Where are you?
Thank you, Chair.
Give us some simple background.
Yes,
before we can proceed to receive responses from the members.
I think the House needs to know what the status of IRA is and why we are here. One, I was the chair, appointed the chair of IRA. And these matters are before court. I'm not going to go into details, but the House or the committee needs to know what transpired and why we are here. One, I received a request for renewal of contract by Al-Hajj. And the procedure is very clear. How do you renew his contract? The terms are laid out in his letter of instruction, okay, and even in the Act. We constituted a series of sessions to evaluate. We evaluated him with a special session that was held on 10th July 2025. There were issues which were raised, and they are before court. We issued what needed to be done. We held another special session on 8th to receive some of the issues that had been raised, and some of them had not been completed. We postponed. On 8th January 2026, we held an 8-hour session to evaluate Al-Hajj and to determine his eligibility for reappointment. These minutes were confirmed on 12th February 2026. And there was a unanimous decision, okay, about his contract. So what is in court, which we should not discuss, is that he's challenging what the board decided after evaluating him and found certain issues. I communicated these issues to the minister on 16th February.
So he wants the job by force? Chairperson.
No.
Thank you.
Honorable, you're out of order. You proceed. Former Chair Board.
I communicated these issues to the Honorable Minister. The letter had two issues. One, that with the majority, okay, which is very well specified in Schedule 3 of the Act, of the Insurance Act. To recommend him for reappointment. Two, they were, why? The reasons are there, I don't want to put them here. We sent to the minister in the same letter, the law says that certain things, we report them to the minister. As a board, we cannot. So having made that decision and replying to his letter to us on recommendation, I read and I said that the majority of the board members thought they were not in favor of renewing his contract. So what is in court is challenging, and I think he gave you that, but here, he served us here. This is the matter. IRA first respondent, I'm the second respondent. They are restraining our recommendation that he should not be given another contract. So that is where the matter is.
So that is as far as you...
We evaluated, so there is good governance. We carried out our...
No, we don't want to go into how accurate and how effective you did your work. Those are matters you are saying they are before court. Honorable Mwau, do you have anything to add as a former board member?
Yeah.
It is on.
Thank you, Chair and honorable members. Indeed, I was here grappling with the sub judice rule. We have, I was part of the proceedings that actually evaluated the request to renew Alhaji Kadunabi's contract. We, as Chair has said, each one of us had his own or their own opinion on the matter, and then a decision was taken by majority. And then what actually happened is that what followed is that, because as Chair and honorable members you heard, some of us left when the CEO was still in office up to, personally I left in March because the contract had ended. And that's where we are. The matter is in court.
Maybe Mr. Mwau, for
Chair,
avoidance of doubt.
Yes.
We are not commenting on court matters for purposes of influencing. We're not discussing the substantive matters before court, which the sub judice rule prohibits. And that's the law that you taught me. So we are not against the sub judice rule.
Most obliged.
Yeah.
That is the position, Chair and honorable members.
Thank you. Now, Madam Chair Board, give us a recap.
And maybe to
of all that.
summarize, on 5th March, I left office and handed over, and the new people were appointed. So what followed?
It is their responsibility.
Chair, thank you very much, and thank you very much.
And as you are responding also, any question or concern raised by members that require your response, you also attend to it.
I will.
Then I'll also go to the acting CEO and...
Okay. Thank you, Chair, and thank you very much, Dr. Nkote, for bringing out the issues very, very clearly. I was appointed on 3rd March with 2 other members to join the board, me as Chair, my deputy, and we came in and found this situation as it is. We did our best administratively to try and manage the transition, because you can imagine you have March and you have 31st May. So we had to understand what the former board had done, try to understand and see how we can proceed and finish. They had already recommended to the minister not to have Haji Kadunabi's contract renewed. The minister, through the PSST, had requested the Auditor General to carry out a forensic audit to enable him take action. So what we did was understand the position as it was, wait for the Auditor General's report, which luckily enough came just, I think it was on the 22nd, discussed the Auditor General's report, gave Haji opportunity for natural justice to tell us any responses he had to the issues that had been raised. And what happened was, as a board, by consensus, we agreed to uphold our earlier recommendation to the minister. And we wrote to the minister and advised the minister, because someone asked that about why the rush. We are holding the insurance industry of the country
Madam
that
Chair,
ensures that business runs.
Before you go to the way you transact, give us a recap. How were you appointed, you yourself? Because there is a transition somewhere.
I was appointed 2nd of March, and
2nd?
March 2026.
Be-
Dr. Nkote says he was appointed.
No. I'm on yours.
Yeah.
Before your appointment, you were serving as who? Were you in the Insurance Regulatory Authority, or you came outside the authority?
You know, I am a respectable senior citizen, retired. From the civil service, yes. So I'm doing my own business, and I think probably I am fair and independent. Given my experience, that's how I was called upon.
What was your experience or your experience?
My experience is, my team is behind there. Emeritus Assistant Auditor General, Deputy to Mr. Mwanga,
Yes.
for 10 years. And I had served in the Office of the Auditor General for 37 years before I retired.
Yes.
So I had served this country. They had recognized my service. And based on that, given a number of the issues that they were receiving, governance issues that they saw was happening in Insurance Regulatory Authority, they sourced me to come in and try to help them through these hurdles so that they can move through smoothly.
You are certain you also meet the requirements of the law to be the chairperson board?
I believe I do, sir.
I'm receiving a note here that you as well, you were board member of the FCU.
Yes, I am a board member of the FCU.
Is it licensed by the Insurance Regulatory Authority?
No. It is
Try
a bank.
to connect the dots.
No, the DFCU is a bank. And I do not have any conflict of interest in handling insurance with bank matters as a non-executive director.
You're a non?
I'm a non-executive director in DFCU Limited.
Since when?
June 2025, I think.
Do you have, will you assist us with a copy of your appointment there so that we ascertain that you are a non-executive director?
Oh, I will do that. I don't have it. I will do that. I'll ensure that I give it to the CEO to bring it.
So, is it your submission that the Insurance Regulatory Authority has no business with DFCU?
Chair, we in order, because we seem to be,
we
seem to be carrying out an investigation, Chair.
Yes.
I don't know using what rules now.
Yes.
Chair, we in order.
Yes, we are in order. Yes, because to be a chairperson board, the law is elaborate. So we need also to be certain. It appears every substantive office has a transition.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll provide that.
You will provide that.
I am a non-executive board member of the DFCU Limited. DFCU Limited has subsidiaries, which is the DFCU Bank and the DFCU Foundation. Okay?
Chief Executive Officer, the acting, does IR Insurance Regulatory Authority does any dealing with DFCU Bank? Just be on the record. Is it a no or yes?
As our bank,
Beyond,
they are actually our bank.
beyond the record. Beyond the record.
Chair, we have an account in DFCU.
Oh, yes? Okay.
So if that is the relationship, yes, we have a relationship because we bank with them.
Chair.
Back to the board chair.
Yes.
Madam Chair, also I want you to clear for us the allegations that you are also part of PPDA.
Oh, yes.
As who?
I am a member of the PPDA tribunal. I am a respectable senior citizen.
Don't go into the senior citizenship.
I have to tell you.
Yeah, just assist us to understand.
Yes,
now,
please.
in your exception, as a member of PPDA.
PPDA tribunal.
Tribunal.
We look at issues that have come from the public. Thank you so much. We look at complaints.
Yes.
And we judge. We make our own decision between the complainant and the respondent. We have a chair. I am a member of the tribunal.
Colleagues, I want to, Section 14 of the Insurance Regulatory Authority Act, 14 paragraph F, is to the effect that a person shall not be appointed to the board of the Insurance Regulatory Authority if such a person is a director or employee of a license or who has a financial interest in a license, including a shareholder or a license. Now, we want to be certain that there's no conflict of interest surrounding your appointment and your execution of duties.
I think I'll ask the acting CEO to advise on who the licensees are, the licensees that they are referring to in the Act.
Are you ready to clarify?
Chair, let's be fair to this team. These are very technical matters. They require time, they require planning.
Don't worry.
It looks like there is a petition there, Chair. We are not aware of it.
If they want time, they will request for time. You cannot respond for them. So we invited them to interrogate them, and every office is substantive. So no office is just a cover-up.
But Chair, I also have a right as a member of this committee.
Yes, you raise your
to know the matters we are proceeding on.
That's what he's answering. Any conflict of interest, would it arise surrounding the appointment? Because there's a transition, a short transition between board members, the chairperson. Yes, acting CEO, clarify.
Chair, I beg that you state the question again, so that I don't answer it out of context.
She referred to you to clarify on licenses. And in a situation that you are banking with DFCU, I don't know how much you transact with it, and also in a situation that she's also a member of the PPDA tribunal. Wanted clarity that there's no crash, there's no conflict, that you are alive and you're in line with Section 14 of the of your act.
Chair, for the PPDA, I don't think there is any. They are not a licensee. The PPDA.
Does PPDA supervise you in any way?
Yes, they do. They supervise all public sector agencies in matters procurement. But the other one is the appeals tribunal. So I think there are two different institutions.
Is there any matter likely to, can there be a possibility of a matter that reaches the tribunal concerning Insurance Regulatory Authority?
If it ever happened, I think procedure would require that she expresses conflict of interest and she will not participate in that matter. I think that's the procedure. Because ordinarily, once you're a board member of a public agency, it can happen. You cannot rule it out. But when it happens, there is usual expression of conflict of interest, that you say, I'm conflicted because of this, and you step aside.
Madam Chairperson,
Now, to assist us also appreciate absence of conflict of interest, you will avail us with your respective designation into those, the PPDA and the FCU, so that we ascertain that really your participation in those entities will not amount to conflict of interest in line with the Section 14.
I'll do that, Chair.
Okay, proceed and answer the others.
I was answering some of the questions. One was rightly, straight away directed to me. Whether we disobeyed a court order, we did not. And I think it came out through, as some other members were asking questions, they came out through very, very clearly. We didn't disobey a court order. We didn't rush to appoint there to have a recommendation for appointment of CEO. When I was appointed on the 2nd of March, we had to come in to arrest the situation. The insurance industry is looking at us for stability. We therefore, as a board, decided that let us inform the former CEO that the time is almost up, and let us recommend to the minister the person who should act as soon as the 31st of May arrives. Because the acting CEO, the purported CEO, was by that time still in office. We didn't push him out of office. We requested him to take leave for the purposes of stability of the authority and of the industry, so that the acting CEO can take over. So that someone, you know, when you're about to step out of an institution, good governance dictates that you give time. There's a handover time, there's all that time, so that there's a transitory time.
just leave things unfold as they continue. And that's what I have done. And I also stopped going to the Insurance Regulatory Authority. The other question, Mr. Chairman, was why I ran to court. I went to court, Mr. Chairman, to get justice, because I felt there was injustice which was being done on the entire process, and I would leave that entire process which is before court for court to decide. I am more than ready to respect the court's decision. Chair, the other one. Was my employment having end term? Yes, it was. And can court supersede what is in the contract? That is also something I don't want to labor to explain, but my understanding is that court has powers, and it can give directions as it deems necessary. Am I aware that someone was appointed as acting? Yes, I am aware that someone was appointed as acting. And there was an issue of whether the person who appointed had the powers. That is really up to this committee to decide, or the other organs will decide on that. And Chair, the other one, I am whether DFCU is licensed by IRA. I want to state, by the time I left, DFCU was holding a bank assurance license from IRA, the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda, and I have borrowed an act from my colleagues at IRA, and a license means a license under this act and includes bank assurance authorization. When you come to the interpretation of licensee, it means a person who holds any license issued under this act. So, Chair, my understanding is that a DFCU is also licensed by IRA. I submit, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Dr. Kadunabi, you've not answered why whether you've received the documents, the correspondence requiring you to hand over property, and why you're holding on to them, if at all you are.
I received that communication, Mr. Chairman, and it was as a result of my earlier submission, Chair, that I just kept everything at bay, and at an opportune time, I'm willing to do the needful.
Thank you. Now, before I proceed,
clarification from him.
No. Let me guide us this. Where we are, we need to be certain, I'm requiring and directing Haji Kadunabi and also Insurance Regulatory Authority, each of you submit to us a copy of a certified court order. We don't want to go into the interpretation of who is right and wrong without reference to court arbitration, since some of these aspects are largely matters touching a matter before court. And we shall see how to proceed when relying on validated documents. Number two, now that there's some clarification from the PS alluding to the fact that Sunday Protasio is the acting chief executive officer, and equally they would be previous if it turns out to be that the 19 was true. Is also present Haji Kadunabi, the former accounting officer, or they would be previous, depending on how it will turn out. And Sunday, the acting accounting officer, who also briefed the committee that he already has powers over bank accounts. We shall proceed and have the interaction over the audit queries. And whatever issue relates to the former accounting officer, the law, the constitution as it is, does not look at former and current. The constitution as it is provides that once you are an accounting officer or a political head or a person responsible for a vote, whether you are former or current, you are under duty to respond to and account for any arising issue under such a vote. Since we have all of you here, we shall proceed and also entertain Insurance Regulatory Authority for a further discussion of observations within the Auditor General's report. And I'll hold on ruling on some of these arising issues so that we first receive the neighboring evidence and documentation. I think in that way, we must proceed and hold whoever is accountable to account. Mr. Sunday.
Mr. Chair, just one.
Yes.
The former executive director, regulatory insurance, has just confirmed to this committee that the appointed chairperson of the board was not eligible. Given the explanation, was not eligible to appointment. Given he has just tried to explain to us the meaning of trusted trustee in line with the law that you quoted, the one you quoted, he has explained very well. I know it would be business of debate for another day, but we need to take it seriously.
I think they have all responded very well.
No.
Only that, we are holding on taking a position on some of those matters.
Because the wrong person may be answering right questions.
Yeah, because whenever there is a reference to a court order, we cannot presume. We must actually receive the order and transact on it. What we have had is a revelation that there are some orders. The problem, the challenge I got is that the language of the order, what the head legal was reading was different from the language of the order Haji Kadunabi was reading. I want to first interrogate the two when they are certified. But as well, on matters of accountability, it matters not that you are former. That's according to the Constitution. It matters not that you are former. So they are all rightfully here, and they can able to respond to these to all arising issues within the audit report. So, Mr. Sunday, I would allow you now to respond to whatever is left out, and proceed to also give us your preliminary statements over the audit report. Then we shall proceed in the next 1 hour.
Procedure, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, our own rules of procedure, the parliamentary rules of procedure, require us to interface with entities like this, but interface directly with the person who has that designation of an accounting officer. Would it be procedurally right that we first get a person designated with that responsibility before we proceed, because we are handling accountability, and in our exercise, somebody should be accountable. We should address ourselves to somebody. The voice of an accounting officer is the voice that should be on record. So can we first accomplish that, then we proceed with our oversight activity?
Maybe for guidance, we are interrogating Audit Report 2024-2025. He was the accounting officer. Now, the lacuna of the replacement will be harmonized. I think we shall interface with the PSST at a later time, and probably the minister, to interrogate some hanging administrative and procedural issues.
What is raising, Chair, is that besides the appointment as Chief Executive Officer, there is a contract signed by a vote holder, that's the accounting officer, and the PSST, that gives personal liability to the resources under the care of that officer. In our last meeting, we did raise that question because we wanted to know whether Dr. Sande had that appointment. And the answer we were given is that for them, as the Insurance Regulatory Authority, because their act states that the CEO shall be the accounting officer, they take it as such and have not been getting special appointments from the PSST. Chair, that's the irregularity that we think as a committee needs to be treated. It doesn't matter whether it is Mr. Sande or any other person, but the requirement of the law. And these accounting officers, Mr. Chairman, are appointed by Parliament every financial year. So it is important that we are sure and convinced that the one before us is on the schedule, either for appointment or that has been appointed. And then we will deal with him today. If there are matters in the past, he will call those officers who were involved. Chair, that's the only technicality we are struggling with.
Yes, Honorable Senator.
Chair, you and I went through the hands of Mr. Muau, and we are ushered into the world as protectors of the law, officers of court. Chair, the law is specific, and it talks about someone holding that portfolio. As of now, we are interfacing with none of those. We don't have a CEO, and Mr. Kaduna, by virtue of his contract, irrespective of the court order, is not in office. So it would be a very big injustice to you and to this Parliament for us to interrogate someone. You remember the word I omitted to say? The word was holding out. So as of now, we do not have a CEO or an accounting officer to answer these queries. Secondly, Mr. Chairman, as I was perusing these documents filed by IRA, I came across a board resolution which was extracted from the minutes recommending Dr. Sande Protasio as the best suitable candidate to be appointed in acting capacity. Chairman, time tells that the official authority to appoint is now in office. It would be prudent for us to wait a little while for that appointing authority to either confirm Dr. Protasio or to appoint someone else, so that we do things in the right order. And I've also observed that the extract was signed on 28th July 2026, and it was recommending someone who was appointed on 1st June 2026. I would seek clarity on which one came first. Did you first recommend before the appointment, or you were appointed before the recommendation? I submit, Mr. Chairman.
Maybe, Chair.
Thank you.
Just a very brief one on that, what Honorable Sarong was saying, and maybe this will go to Dr. Munene, who is representing the PSST. On one of the documents here from the PSST to Dr. Sande appointing him, he quotes a board meeting of 29th April, contrary to the board resolution which talks about a board meeting of 28th April. The discrepancy in the dates is glaring. Maybe it's you to own that document. I'm referring to the PAC that was sent this morning, and I'm referring to a letter from Mr. Govi, which is the appointment instrument written to Dr. Sande. In the very first paragraph, it refers to a date of a board meeting of 29th April.
Thank you, Chair. If I may stand, one, the former chairman had made a recommendation to the minister way back. Now, when he made a recommendation that they should not appoint Haj for second term, for the last term, the minister took it upon itself for verification of the issues that had been submitted. Now, we wrote to Auditor General to verify and confirm if the issues were...
Dr. Mene,
yes.
The discrepancy is...
I'm building the point, Chair. Now, in the process of verification, the term of the old board expired and we appointed a new board. So we wrote to the board informing them that these are the recommendations that we got from the Auditor General. And the new board again sat and wrote to us. So our letter appointing Dr. Protazio was based on a recommendation of the new board,
yes,
not the earlier board.
That is my question.
Yes.
And my clarification I was seeking, that's why I was guiding you for purpose of time, was your recommendation of appointment was based on the 266th board meeting of IRA. So I wanted to clarify, because the board resolution quotes the same meeting, the 266th board meeting, as having sat on 28th April. Your instrument appointing Dr. Protazio quotes the 266th board meeting as having sat on 29th April.
Chair, if you may allow, I
Yes,
can
that's-
give clarification.
that's what I want.
Yeah, Chair and members, on that particular issue, what you're reading as dated 28th July is an extract from the minutes of the 266th meeting for ease of reference. And that extract was made after an interface with this committee, demanding to know the basis upon which the board based to give a recommendation. So it's an extract from the minutes. As you can clearly see, it's even affirmed by me, because the seal of the authority can only be authentic with the signature of the accounting office.
Chair, clarity.
When the meeting
Chair.
sat. When the meeting sat, because the two documents, if you look at your pack, you can refer to the pack, which you sent this morning, or you can refer to the appointment letter from Mr. Gobi, written to you.
Yes.
In the very first paragraph, it says the meeting was held on 29th April. It's clear. That's what it says in the very first paragraph.
Mhm.
He says the board meeting on the 266th board meeting was held on 29th April.
Yes.
And the extract of the board resolution quotes that said meeting as having sat on 28th
April.
Yes. The Minister Gobi's letter talks about it having sat on 29th. The resolution says it sat on 28th. I just wanted clarity on when, if it's a genuine mistake and you such that there's clarity, because the 2 days couldn't have sat on 2 days. That's the issue I was talking about.
I get the issue. I thought
Yes.
it was the date of the resolution,
No.
the extract. Director Legal, could that have been an oversight?
From on the side of the letter might have been an oversight,
Yeah.
but I can confirm the meeting took place on 28th April, and also what Dr. Sande has said, that is an extract on 28th July, and it came from this committee requesting us to submit minutes. So we got the extract and the resolution, and then dated it 28th July after the meeting.
No, I was not. I haven't referred to any July actual date.
Okay.
I'm referring to 28th April and 29th April.
The
It's
meeting-
two of you are referring to July.
The meetings, because you've asked about the resolution you
No,
have.
yeah, the
Chair.
resolution, I'm quoting it regarding the date of the meeting, not about the date of the resolution. Because the resolution quotes the meeting as having sat on 28th April.
Yes, the meeting sat on 28th April.
So the minister, that's why I was, so the Mr. Gobi's letter is on which has the wrong date.
It is most likely, because we checked the record of the minutes that we have.
Now, we cannot be certain that one Ramadhani Govi quoted a wrong date. It will be a question of for him to clarify. However, I've also picked and noted the concern by members. Before I guide, Madam Chairperson, there's a letter you wrote to the permanent secretary, secretary to the treasury, dated 3rd August 2026, on the subject request for confirmation of Dr. Protazio as accounting officer. It shows from the receiving stamp, it was received on 6th August 2026. Can you be on record as the letter received a response by now?
I have been told by Dr. Munene that they are working on the response. It hasn't come. But when I looked at the letter that he has just submitted, it confirmed to a certain degree, even though they are still working on the official document, which will have the performance contract, which he will sign with him.
Oh, no,
Honorable,
let her answer.
I appreciate what the board has, what the Cosase has raised. And I advised my team that we must have a written document from the PSST as the secretary to the treasury. He's in charge of all public money. Irrespective of whatever law appoints you, the PSST must appoint you such that you are answerable to him on matters of public funds. And based on that, we have written, and even though the law, the IRA law talks about the accounting officer under an act of parliament, that still has to go through the Public Finance Management Act, and I'm extremely aware of that. So Dr. Munene has said they are working on the letter. Today is Monday. Yes, because they just received it. But the chair was not listening to me.
I'm following.
You're following.
We need the substantive.
Procedure, Honorable Chair.
Before I receive the procedure, so in the circumstances that we haven't received a response, and so allow me guide. You are saying you are anticipating a response. Before you anticipate, the PSST sent someone on his behalf. Be on record. Mr. Bob Munene, when is this response?
Chair, It is before his table for signature tomorrow or after tomorrow. The letter will be signed because it originates from my department. That one I can assure you that it will be signed.
For us to ably interrogate the Auditor General's report, we need to iron out the uncertainty surrounding who is the accounting officer. Now that the Insurance Regulatory Authority wrote and the PSST sent a representative in writing, I want on that basis to appreciate that possibly we shall get guidance on this matter as to who is the substantive accounting officer as of now. Mindful that we have required you to present some supporting documents for the various issues, the orders, the correspondences, we talked about emails, some other documentation on to do with the chairperson. I would now be more inclined to adjourn this interface to 18th August at 11. At 11. Board Chair, you are saying what?
I'm due to travel.
Travel when?
On 14th, on 13th of, that is on Friday, 13th.
Returning when?
And returning on the 24th.
On 24th?
Yes, 24th of August.
A minute.
In my absence, yes, that's okay. Oh, don't.
No. There's a tendency of miscommunication. I want to be on record before the meeting closes, because when we write, you said, I hope. No.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
We need this body chair because we want to specifically require the attendance of the PSST and the body chair plus the team from Insurance Regulatory Authority. So I hope 25th.
Okay.
It is a Tuesday.
I am here.
A Tuesday, 25th at 9 a.m. Let's continue this interaction on Tuesday, 25th at 9 a.m. We specifically require, Mr. Bob, as you return, we require the attendance of the PSST. If he has, by then he has put the response in writing, he will present it himself. We want to be certain and avoid the lacuna of who is the accounting officer. And subject to any other information we may need, that will be communicated by the clerk. I want to adjourn this meeting to...
Clarification before you adjourn. Honorable Chair, that table was well comprised. Should it be comprised to the same extent as it is today on that day? Like the old board, should it come? Because we've not discussed, I think, what we intended to discuss because we didn't have an accounting office. So should all of them turn up that day?
Do we still need the old board? I'm putting it to a vote. Do we still need the... Okay, we shall require the attendance of the current board and the former board and the team as well. Let's interact again on Tuesday and 5th. With Mr. Bob, I insist, we need the attendance of the PSST. Let's clear that. No, let's clear the transition and management issues. Because when you read the text of the Director General's observation, these are part of the observation within the audit report. Issues to do with the management of the board. So as we interrogate this matter, it is so fundamental that we have the interface. But on a casual note, I also wish to advise that you, the new board, and the team, I can see, also find ways to amicably settling the concerns amongst you. Probably you can even settle and you move in harmony. Last time we asked the acting CEO if he ever picked a call to call now the other CEO. So you said so I also want to invite you for more meaningful engagements. Probably you may find a way of settling some of these issues even without using court. And maybe by the time you return as a team away from this matter. It is still tenable within the law to have a continuous discussion to find ways of administratively and also informally settling this matter. You would even assist instead of now going into protracted legal battles. When you look, you still appear to have the possibility of amicably discussing and settling the disputes amongst yourselves where possible. But whether you settle it or not, we still need you on 25th before our committee. Meeting adjourned.